going to be one hell of a fight.
I don't fear being knocked spark out or even killed. I don't fear nothing. You ain't ready for me, and you never will be.
He's going to feel pain that he never felt before.
What's he going to do? Follow me around the ring like this all day? And if he can't land it, he's totally...
When you go home, I want you to think about me every night.
The world knows the name of Tyson Fury, and if they don't, they will do on December 1st. You get it, you big dosser. You're getting that tight.
When I look over your body, I'm not going to have no mercy for you.
I want this to be one of the greatest comebacks in boxing history. No man could have ever had a greater life than me. I've had it all, chucked it all away, and I'm going to regain it all again and again and again.
One champion, one face. I can't wait to see your body shake. You bring your pillow because you want to have a good sleep.
Mind games are mine.
This is my time.
Hello, welcome to No Filter Boxing. I'm joined this week by Richie Woodhall and Jamie Moore as we break down the biggest fight of the year. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury is a monumental heavyweight matchup. Richie, excited?
Yeah, really excited. I think Tyson Fury did the unthinkable back in 2015 when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, and this contest, I think, will eclipse that. I really do, because he's had that time off. His first fight back, it was just an exercise to get him back into boxing, really. His second fight back, he looked a little bit better, but this is a massive step, it really is. So if he can pull it off, it will be an unbelievable achievement.
Jamie, what are you most looking forward to on December 1st?
The unknown, really. I think it's one of those fights where it's captured everyone's imagination because there's so many different scenarios which could unfold. So, you know, is Tyson Fury going to roll back the years and be the fighter he was, you know, 3 or 4 years ago? Can he get it back in that short space of time? You know, this is only his third fight on the comeback trail. Can Deontay Wilder land that big right hand, or is Tyson Fury going to be too elusive? So there's loads of different scenarios and questions what need to be answered, and I think that's why it's so exciting for everyone.
Richie, you've been looking at the positives, what Tyson's bringing to the table. How's he going to do it on December the 1st?
Well, one of his positives is his ability to box at distance and maintain a gap. If we have a look at here, he's very good at actually boxing on the outside. Watch him here, and we'll just highlight that. Jamie, look at the distance he's got there. One of his strengths is being able to box at distance. Would you agree? Of
course it is. It's his anticipation of his opponent, so he reads their rhythm really well, and he sort of, even when he's being offensive or he's on the front foot, he's always got one eye on the back foot, and his exit is really well. So he sort of anticipates, takes that half step backwards, we'll see it here, and he allows his opponent to walk onto the shots.
But that ability now, just to box on the outside, makes him very elusive, and he brings his opponent onto the shots. Here, in his last contest against Francesco Pianetta, he works, he maintains that gap again, and that's just highlighting it again. He's worked his shots, and again, he's kept his distance.
Yeah, it's like as soon as he's landed 1 or 2 shots, he's already on the way out. And for somebody with the height and reach advantage what Tyson Fury's got, he's so difficult to nail down after that.
And he's not coming back in and out on a straight line either, is he?
No, he's moving around his opponents, so, you know, he's very, very difficult here. Now he just brings Pianetta onto the ropes, but then he just slides off. But also, what I'd like to highlight is his ability to box as a southpaw. Here we've got him actually boxing as an orthodox boxer, but he can switch, can't he, Jamie?
He certainly can, and he does it, you know, as comfortable in both stances. What he does, Rich, there, he'll sort of slide off, he'll do a defensive manoeuvre, and then all of a sudden he's in the southpaw stance. You don't even understand or realise that he's switched stance while you're boxing him. So you know, he's so difficult to deal with.
Confuses the opponent, so now he's boxing as a southpaw. But here also, this is how well he can box as a southpaw. Watch him here, he's maintaining that gap, but he's in and out, hitting the opponent, making his opponent miss.
Is he better as a southpaw or orthodox?
I think one of his strengths is his ability to go from orthodox to southpaw. He switches, but he can box as well as a southpaw as he can orthodox, Jamie.
He can, yeah. He's, I think fundamentally he's better as orthodox, but he's very, very good at southpaw. He switches, and I think depending on the opponent, depends on whether, you know, which choice he'll use. And I think against Wilder, southpaw might be his best choice.
Also, Trish, if we just play this on, his ability now on the ropes just to hold and smother his opponent. He doesn't get a lot of credit for this, but he's very good and very effective at just nullifying his opponent's work.
Yeah, he's very, very difficult to get into the pocket with Fury. You know, ideally, you'd be telling your guy to get up close to him, try and work his body. He just shuts you down. You know, he makes it so difficult to get there. And once you get there, he uses his size to just sit on you, you know, get that weight on top of you, and then he just shuts it and starts from the outside again.
So those are the positives. What are we looking at with regards to Tyson's vulnerabilities?
OK, so Tyson Fury's vulnerabilities, he's got a couple that I've looked at. If we just highlight that. This is the way he boxes. He's as a southpaw now, but here his lead hand is very, very low, which in itself it spells danger because he's going to attract the right hand over the top from his opponent with that low hand.
He is. I think that's part of his defensive makeup, though. You know, for his vision, it opens him up, and with him being so tall, it's not as dangerous as it would be with some fighters, but still, it's a big danger against someone who's hard to read like Wilder.
He's very, very relaxed and very, very elusive, but, you know, he lives on the edge when he's boxing because he invites this pressure. So let's have a look at here. There's a right hand coming over the top there. He's moving away from it, so he's taking the sting out of it, so, you know, he gets away with it there, does Tyson. But occasionally, you know, he gets caught with either a right hand over the top, and it's all due to that low lead hand. OK, now watch this for a right hand that's coming up. Look at that now. If Deontay Wilder is throwing that, who knows? This was in his last contest against Pianetta. He's on the ropes. He's a little bit more vulnerable, Jamie, on the ropes, isn't he?
He is, but I think he made a decision, maybe in these sort of fights where he was working on his timing and his distance, he was just getting back into it. I don't think he'll take those sort of risks against someone like Wilder because he knows that one mistake and it could be lights out. OK,
so here we're going to see an example now of Chisora throwing this right hand over the top when Tyson Fury drops that lead hand of his and just invites the right hand. Here it comes up here. So we're saying that his hand should be a little bit higher. Look at his chin's open, it's exposed. Now watch Chisora here now. Oh, that just misses the target. But that's Tyson Fury for you. It
is. He sort of lives life on the edge and he leaves himself vulnerable to shots like that. And, you know, if he gets caught by Wilder, it could be fight over.
Can he afford to do this kind of thing against Wilder, where he's back to the ropes and he's keeping his hands down low, swaying this way and that?
Well, I think Jamie's made a great point. You know, he knows who to do it against. And like I think, he lives on the edge a little bit when he's boxing, but that's Tyson Fury. That's what makes him, I think, he's quite an exciting fighter because he's willing to drop those hands. He's inviting that right hand over the top, but he goes onto the ropes there, the way he just swayed backwards and forwards. I don't think he can afford to do that against someone like Deontay Wilder, who's such a dangerous puncher. But this is Tyson Fury, and I think what makes him so appealing is his unpredictability.
He lives life on the edge, and I think part of his makeup and the reason why he's so good is he'll take risks like that. You know, Wilder won't expect him for 1 minute to sit on the ropes and offer his chin, but maybe that's one of his tactics will be to sort of goad him, try and draw him in and open him up for the counter shots.
Thanks, gents. Now let's hear from the man himself. The Tyson Fury comeback story is one to be admired, and he can only see one outcome on December 1st.
I've got no easy fight ahead, and I know that. But winning is a mindset. And my mindset is that of a winner. And I'm not so sure about Deontay Wilder's. There's nothing that Wilder can show me that I haven't already seen. He ain't going to show me the pain factor, because I've already felt that. Boom! If he knocks me down, I've already been there. If he has a 12-round grueling battle, I've been in 12-round battles. I've been in 12-round chess matches with the world's dangerous punchers. He hasn't. The only reason that people are talking about this fight as being competitive is because I've had 2.5 years out the ring and ballooned up to 28 stone. If I didn't do that, this fight wouldn't be a competitive fight. This comeback, beating Wilder after the timeout and after the weight and everything else that goes with it, it's a fairy tale ending. A man goes from rags to riches, from a young boy to a man, rags to riches, loses it all within a year, but wins it back again all within a year of his comeback. How great of a story is that?
So Tyson Fury's full of confidence. Many believe his best night was in 2015 when he toppled Vladimir Klitschko. Richie and Jamie are now in the ring to demonstrate how he did it that night and how he might do it against Deontay Wilder.
OK, Jamie, let's get to work. So against Vladimir Klitschko, where Tyson Fury, he was moving this way, he's moving that way, he's hitting the odd stomach shot, he goes to southpaw, he keeps moving all the time and frustrating Vladimir Klitschko. Would you agree, was it based on frustration?
I think mentally he got into him before the fight, and I think that led into the fight. Tactically, he was spot on. He sort of did exactly what Klitschko's done to so many opponents over the years, and he put those tactics into practice. So using angles, movement, switching stance, causing frustration, which then allowed him to make Klitschko make mistakes, and then he capitalised on them.
So, focusing now on this fight, if you're in Tyson Fury's corner, show me what has Tyson Fury got to do to win this fight.
So we all know what Tyson Fury's good at. You know, he sort of keeps that distance, keeps that step. He's got those nice angles. Anytime Deontay Wilder commits and gets frustrated, he's got to tie him up. He's got to tie him up, change him, frustrate him. Once he gets through 3, 4, 5 rounds of frustrating him, at some point he has to let his hands go.
But you're a natural southpaw, so show me then, as Tyson Fury, the southpaw, what's his strengths and how does he win?
You see, Deontay Wilder's danger shot is that right hand over the top.
There,
Now, look how short that shot is. So Fury pulling back, Wilder will know he's got to cover that little bit more distance. Now, by Fury going southpaw and that front foot, he's got so much more distance in between. Exactly. So he's going to be a lot safer from the southpaw stance.
So boxing as a southpaw, do you think that's going to serve him better than orthodox, or do you think it's a switch-in?
I think he will switch, but I think he'll do that naturally, changing angles. I think as he goes to his right, he'll go back to orthodox, and as he comes to his left, he'll go southpaw.
Spot on.
So I've got to ask you guys, as two of the best boxing brains in the country, who would you rather have in the corner? Would you rather be cornering the big, awkward switch hitter, or would you rather have the man with the equalising power? Who would you rather have in the corner?
That's a good question, and you know, as powerful as Deontay Wilder is, if I had to, you know, bet my house on it, I'd say Tyson Fury's got tactically, technically got the better attributes to win this fight.
I think Deontay Wilder, as much as he is a knockout artist, you know, he's a one-punch knockout man, he's got that power, and he's very, very effective. I think Tyson Fury is equally, if not more effective at being awkward, at getting inside an opponent's head during the contest itself. You know, his game is based, for me, he's on frustration. But at the same time, he's got decent power as Tyson. He's got great movement, very, very good boxing brain, talented going from orthodox to southpaw. And, you know, you cannot rule him out. You could not bet against Tyson Fury. So for me, I'd have to go Fury. I think Deontay Wilder, if he lands that big shot, yes, he can knock any southpaw, he can knock any heavyweight out in the world, but it's getting the shot on Tyson Fury. That's the most difficult part, and I think it'll be hell for him.
Richie, he's some puncher, isn't he? You've looked at the Lewis Ortiz fight to find out what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong. Yes,
it was some fight indeed, but he had a few problems with Ortiz, and a couple that I've just highlighted. But boxing against Ortiz, I found that his stance was much too wide. Now, he's against the southpaw. Now, when you have a wide stance like this, if you're boxing normally, if your normal stance like this, as soon as you go wider, this right hand, your rear hand, then just goes a few inches further back. So it's got to travel a little bit further to the target with the wider stance. And that's the problem here. Time and again, he kept missing the target. So if we just play it on, watch him here, just throw this right hand and misses the target. He misses the target, but what happens there then? He's so committed, Jamie, with this right hand, that this right leg comes through, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. He's never really been your typical sort of orthodox type of fighter. He's very unconventional. So his second phase, his form goes, he falls in, his feet square up. So he's very, very difficult to get any power in the second phase then. Yeah.
So if we just play it on now, you'll see that. Now look how square he comes. He's missed the target, he falls in, he's in trouble here. But gets clipped, actually gets away with it, but it's still a fault and it's a danger against the southpaw, which we know Tyson Fury can do. Here's another example. Look how wide the stance is. Now he's going to throw another right hand here. He's going to fall short every time with this punch. Too wide a stance. This front foot has got to be closer to this front foot here for him to land the shot. He misses the target again, same problem, rear leg will come through, he comes square and then almost walks onto another shot.
Don't forget, Ortiz has got a height disadvantage there.
Right.
You know, Tyson Fury is going to have a big height advantage, so if he switches to southpaw, that distance in between what Rich was talking about is going to increase and it's going to become even further away.
It's going to be even more difficult to actually land the right hand with Tyson sitting back as a southpaw. But let's have a look now when he gets it right. Look at this now, he gets this right now. Now he gets it right because the feet are going to be in the right position. He goes for the finish, but let's highlight it here now. Let's have a look, just before, there we go. The feet are almost touching, they actually are. And then he launches the right hand, which then hits the target, and Ortiz is all over the place. And he's some finisher, Jamie, isn't he?
He is. His form still goes, but he's so heavy-handed. I believe the reason he punches so hard is because he throws caution to the wind, he relaxes totally, and he puts everything into the shot. He has no regard for defence, which is very dangerous, but in a way, it's the way he wins his fights.
But also, when he's coming forward and he's trying to land big punches, as all big punchers do, he's vulnerable himself. Here, he gets caught with a terrific right hook, and this is when he's actually landing his own right hand. But let's play it on here. He gets caught with this right hook. It's a big, big shot. There it is there. Now, he's actually dazed. Now he hangs on. He's got a natural instinct here to try and get out of this situation, but he's in trouble because he walked onto that big right hook, Jamie.
He is, but he's also hard to nail in them situations because his form goes. And you know, conventionally we've been brought, when we've been taught to box over the years, we know we can find those gaps in those little pockets when someone's in trouble. He's not in trouble in a conventional sort of way, so he falls in, he's ready, ragged, he's ungainly. He's hard to nail.
So this is slowed up now. Just watch this. This is when he's trying to land his own right hand. Watch him walk onto this right hook. There it was there. A cracking shot from Ortiz. Look at Ortiz's eyes. He knows he's caught him. But we know he's a terrific finisher. Technique goes out of the window here. He just smells victory and he goes for the knockout. And when he gets it right, he puts the power shots together. And that's probably what makes him so exciting.
Yeah, that's it. He punches so hard because he's very relaxed. Defence-wise, you know, it just goes out the window.
Yeah.
But this is why the fight's so exciting, is because we really don't know what's going to happen. The only thing guaranteed for me is that Tyson Fury is going to come out and he's going to be very, very defensive and he's going to try and make Wilder make mistakes and make him pay. But is he going to walk onto a shot? That's the big question.
Richie, we know he's got power. Does he have the power to knock out Tyson Fury?
I think he has the power to knock out any heavyweight in the world if he gets the shot on the opponent. Watch this. He's against a southpaw opponent here. Brings him onto the right hand here. I mean, look at this. That one-punch knockout specialist. A southpaw is much easier to hit when they're coming at you because they're actually closing the gap down themselves. So they're making it easier for you as you throw the right hand if they're walking onto it. If you're throwing a right hand when he's moving away, you're going to fall short, you're going to go you overreach, and that's when you get countered. That's why most southpaws, or a lot of them, turn into counter punches. They draw the right hand from the orthodox opponent, they make you fall short, and then they come back. This fella wasn't too bad at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I got dropped a few times on the front foot for that exact reason.
There you go.
If you look at the time he's been nailed the cleanest was against Cunningham,
yeah.
And that was when he held his feet and he sort of maybe took his eye off the ball, relaxed a little bit. He will not do that against Wilder.
It's a different Tyson Fury now, isn't it?
He's more experienced and he knows that if he makes one mistake, it could be it.
Fury can't afford to make those kind of mistakes on December 1st. But one man who thinks he will make mistakes is Deontay Wilder, the WBC heavyweight champion. And this is how he plans on retaining his heavyweight title.
Every time you see Deontay Wilder in the fight, you know it's exciting. Have you seen my knockout reels? You know, that's what I do though. You know, I like to be in exciting fights. I give the people what they want to see, and that's knockouts. Klitschko's style was more like, you know, they say robotic and still, you know how the European guys be there, you know, just sit there. But with a guy like Tyson Fury that's so mobile and like to move and slip and stuff, like you can't be still for a robot with a fighter like that. That's why with me, I'm so mobile, agile, hostile. I got a heart of a lion. I am a king, you know. I can't have no guy that's just right here facing me like, you gonna get crushed. December 1st, I knocked Tyson Fury out. That's what happens. All that talk goes out the window. I mean business, what I say, and that's what I do. I'm a knockout artist. That's what I do.
We're back in the ring with Jamie and Richie. They're going to demonstrate how he's going to win on Saturday night.
OK, Jamie, from a Deontay Wilder perspective, I'm 6'9" on Tyson Fury. I'm leaning back with that lay back. It's very difficult to land that right hand. If you're Deontay Wilder, how do you get to me? Show me.
Yeah, so if he's in the southpaw stance,
yeah.
He's going to be really difficult to nail with the right hand down the middle. Yeah. So he's going to be using a lot of lateral movement. Yeah. So Deontay Wilder has to walk him down. Yeah. Use those half circles, get a little bit closer. Yeah. I don't think he should aim the right hand up top because Fury's going to lay back and get out of the way. Yeah. I think he should aim it downstairs. Every time he hits him downstairs, he's taking gas out of the tank. So every time he's then moving, keeps moving, walking the ring down, driving it down, driving it down.
Is it important maybe to get him back onto the ropes, make his feet come square?
Yeah, when he gets him to the ropes, he has to try and land those body shots, maybe the left up downstairs, but Fury's going to claim him. He's going to grab him, he's going to tie him up there. Now, he has to be really conscious, especially with the referee early on. Yeah. He has to speak to him and say, we need this break as quickly as possible. So Wilder's coach has to be onto the referee. They need a brave referee who's going to break him cleanly, break him quickly, and he has to warn Tyson Fury that he can't hold on like that.
Now, if we're boxing, say you're Deontay Wilder, I'm Tyson Fury, I'm here. How do you get to me in terms of combinations? Is it just single shots?
It has to be
or is it going to be threes and fours?
Well, I think early on in the fight, it has to be single shots. I think his feet, it's really important that as Tyson Fury's moving around, he has to go 2-3 phases with his feet. He has to go to cover that distance. And then once he gets him on the ropes, he can drive it down. Tyson Fury's going to claim him probably. And then he has to make sure, as I was saying before, he has to have a strong referee to get that break.
Is the left hook as important as the right hand? I mean, you're saying about this right hand, but this left hook around the side.
It will be, for me, later on in the fight. I think these right hands downstairs can take the gas out.
And if that right hand's here, he can
once it lands, once he gets these feet holding there, then he can turn it over the top and land that left hook afterwards. But I think he's got to establish the bodywork early.
That's how we see it, Tris.
Prediction time. What's going to happen on Saturday night?
I'd put my house on it. I'd say Tyson Fury on points. I think he'll frustrate him, he'll befuddle him, he'll use lots of angles, and then from 4 to 5 rounds, I think he'll start to let his hands go because he'll be real cautious of it early on.
I think it's a similar situation to the Klitschko contest. I think before the Klitschko fight, Tyson Fury was a huge underdog. No one gave him a prayer of winning that contest, to be quite honest. But I think that's actually driving him on now and motivating him. The more people that are going for Deontay Wilder, I think he uses that to his strength, if anything, does Tyson Fury. And I see Tyson Fury here, if he can get past those first 4 or 5 rounds, because I think Deontay Wilder will be most dangerous at his quickest. First 4 or 5 rounds, he's going to try and get a big shot on him. But I do believe that Tyson Fury will get over those first 4 or 5 rounds. And for me, I think Tyson Fury wins it on points.
That's all we have time for this week, but make sure you join us on December 1st for Wilder versus Fury on BT Sport Box Office. It's a heavyweight fight for the ages and one you cannot afford to miss.
I don't fear being knocked spark out or even killed. I don't fear nothing. You ain't ready for me and you never will be.
He's gonna feel pain that he never felt before.
I want this to be one of the greatest comebacks in boxing history.
You bring your pillow because you want to have a good sleep.
Mind games are mine.
This is my time.